This is QTV News and I am Jenna Basonko. Coming up, 8 Gambian students have left to pursue their higher education in Egypt and they were given a send-off by the First Lady Fatoumata Barbaro. An agriculture project has been given to Boast with the donation of 13 vehicles. As the threat of the impact of climate change grows, various communities are taking their own steps to face the challenge and reverse some of the adverse effects. Those are our top stories, and now the news in detail. Stay with us. The First Lady, Her Excellency Fatoumata Barbaro, recently presided over the farewell ceremony of 8 Gambian students who are set to study at Al-Azhar University, Cairo, Egypt, courtesy of the Egyptian government. Aliou Cisse has the rest of that story.
The students will be studying in Egypt courtesy of full scholarships awarded by the Egyptian government through the Office of the First Lady and the Higher Education Ministry to enable them pursue their education in medicine, management and computer science. First Lady Fatou Barbaro urged them to stay focused in order to realize their purpose for going to Egypt. She also thanked the government of Egypt for the scholarships.
We are sent over to Egypt for education. As Mr. Ba said, we don't want to see your pictures on social media. You are there to achieve something, and with that, it will help others to be there too. You are the first intake, and I pray with your determinations that would lead for others to join you. You are going as their parents. If like you happen to excel, others happen to come, you are going to lead them. You are going to be their parents. That's what I have to advise you. Please, your books should be your friends.
Halimatu Tambodu Jawara, Permanent Secretary at the Office of the First Lady, also joined in advising the students to make best use of the opportunity and to be good ambassadors of the Gambia.
We are confident that you will fulfill your obligations as students, your obligations as children, and your obligations as Gambian citizens in Cairo. We are happy, and on behalf of Her Excellency the First Lady and the entire government, we would like to wish you a pleasant trip to Cairo and to wish you all the success in your studies.
Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Mr. Abdullah Jara, described the university as a renowned one.
Education is not cheap, and if efforts are expended to provide access to education, especially higher education, it should be taken seriously. Yes, you are going as students, but you are also going as ambassadors from the Gambia to Egypt. Many people know Al-Azhar University as a renowned university.
Parents of the students took turns to express their gratitude to the First Lady's office for the opportunity given to their children to pursue their dreams in Egypt. They also advised their children to stay united while in Egypt. Mamadou Bah, one of the parents, had this to say.
As a parent, I must first express thanks and appreciation to the First Lady and her foundation, and also her team, because as a parent, I am aware of the responsibility of educating your children. So if somebody takes it upon herself and give help in that direction, thank you is the least word you can first give.
In return, the students also assured the First Lady and their parents that they will live up to expectation and return to serve their country in their various fields of study. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
13 vehicles were handed over to large-scale ecosystem-based adaptation project implementation partners and regional coordinators. The vehicles are, among other things, to enhance and facilitate monitoring and supervision of projects. Malik Nyang has the rest of that.
The 5 tractors, 5 double cabin pickups, and 3 Toyota Fortuner vehicles were handed over to the Department of Parks and Wildlife Management, Department of Community Management, the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, and the EVA Project Regional Coordinators. At the presentation ceremony, the Ecosystem-Based Adaptation Project Manager, Lamin Nyangado, highlighted the aims of the project.
The project aims to ensure that capabilities of these project beneficiaries or the communities actually are built to ensure that they are in a position to be able to sustain or be able to cope with climate change impacts once they strike.
The Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, Lamin Diba, emphasized the significance of engaging rural communities for the project's sustainability.
The long-term sustainability of this project, even after the project, that is what we want to achieve. And this cannot be achieved without effectively engaging the rural communities and building their capacities to ensure that even whereas the project winds up, there should be capacity on the ground to be able to continue with the project.
The minister added that the project will rehabilitate up to 10,000 hectares of degraded forest and wildlife protected areas through reforestation, enrichment planting, and conservation of rare and endangered species. The director of the Department of Community Development, Ibrahim Sawane, explained how his department will use the vehicles.
These vehicles is what will enhance us to reach to all these communities at their community level and at the village level to support them in terms of strengthening their capacities to be effective and carry out the project activities efficiently.
At the end of the ceremony, vehicle keys were handed over to representatives of various departments. Malik Nyang for QTV News.
The Gambia has joined the international community to celebrate International Coastal Cleanup Day. To mark the event, hundreds of people, including the security sector, EU delegates and civilians, joined forces to clean up the Tangier coastal line.
The National Environment Agency, in collaboration with the European Union, embarks on a major beach cleaning exercise to commemorate the International Coastal Cleanup Day. The objective of the exercise is to remove waste such as plastics and rubbish from the coastline. EU Ambassador Attila Laios says globally there is 150 million tons of plastic floating in the ocean, and 8 million tons is added annually. He further elaborates on the harmful effects of waste on the environment as well as marine life.
We have huge number of different animals living in the oceans, from planktons up to giant whales, dying of the plastic they swallow. So we are not only littering, we are actually murdering the environment. And I think it's indeed a wake-up call now that if we continue like that, if we don't clean up our oceans, and more than that, if we don't create a different way of economy, banning single-use plastic to be in the circulation, if we don't do that, we're going to lose this war.
Tangier is famous for fish trading in the Gambia and among the busiest due to the high number of people that visit the center. The governor of the West Coast region, Bakari K. Sanyang, says measures will soon be implemented to crack down on public littering.
People need to change their attitudes. If you look around, there are dustbins somewhere where people can throw litter. But most of the time, it's so convenient for people just to drop litter wherever they are. So I have called on the council to work in partnership with the residents of this village, in partnership with their village BDCs, village development committees, to see what measures they can put in place, either by way of rules or otherwise, to make sure that the environment is being kept very tidy at all times.
Salimane, a fishmonger, shows much appreciation for the cleaning exercise. She says the fishmongers should be the first to change their attitude towards the environment. We are so happy today. The beach is very clean. As a fishmonger, this exercise is appreciated because cleanliness is important for our well-being. Also, we cannot sell in a dirty environment filled with rotten fish. If people can come here to clean our environment for us, then surely we need to change our attitudes. After this exercise, we promise to keep this place clean. Executive Director of the National Disaster Management Agency, Sana Dahaba, says the importance of keeping our beaches clean and protecting marine life cannot be overemphasized. The cleaning exercise takes place along various coastlines such as Tanje, Senegambia, Gunjur, Katong Fish Landing and the Banjul Ferry Terminal. Mamudu Gajaga, QTV News.
The Gambia has joined the rest of the world to celebrate International Peace Day. The event was marked by a call for long-term peace in the country's transition process. The TRRC, in partnership with government and non-governmental organizations, contributed to the success of this event. Mamudu Lamin Choi was there and he files in this report.
Men, women, boys and girls in this March past are celebrating an international event of peace. After experiencing years of dictatorship marked by oppression, disappearance without trace and loss of lives, the message in this event is love, unity, peace and tolerance. Speaking at the occasion, the Deputy Chair of the Truth, Reconciliation and Reparations Commission, Adelaide Sosege, urged people to learn from negative parts of the Gambia and forge a way ahead, stating that peace was what made the Gambia a friend of the international community and described as the smiling coast of Africa. The TRRC Deputy Chair also calls for tolerance to the religious and ethnic diversity in the country.
When you reflect on this day, as we celebrate, let us reflect on the meaning of the word peace, what it means to you as an individual. And if you see anything that is really not peaceful, try and address that. Whether it is your ethnicity, whether it is your class, whatever it is, whether it is your age, just try to address those things that are making you not to live in peace and harmony with other people, in peace and harmony with your environment.
The media is instrumental in peace building and the transition process of the country. The president of the Gambia Press Union, Sirif Bojang Jr., says that peace in the Gambia is fragile. He highlighted how successful the transition process can be when media reports are not misguided by personal emotions and sentiments.
The way the media reports and the way the media takes out sentiment, emotions, and reporting with sense is very much going to be the decider as to whether the Gambia will pick itself from the dodgy past and move on to a future where we can raise our fists to the sky and say we are free at last, because there is love, there is unity, there is peace, there is tolerance, and there is justice.
In peace building of the country, young people who dominate the population of the Gambia are key in the process. Representative of the National Youth Council, Kausisila, reminds the gathering the various roles young people play in the development of the country. To him, Gambian youth are peace-loving and determined to move the country forward.
Young people are not problem makers, but they are peace builders in the country, and they are taking active part in all the processes. So we want to thank you for that, and also encourage you to keep up all the good work that we are doing. The Gambia, of course, belongs to all of us, so it's only us, the young people, that can develop and then make the country very peaceful.
International Peace Day was established by the United Nations General Assembly in 1981 and declared it as a day devoted to strengthening the ideals of peace. Mohamed Lamin Choi for QTV News.
We will go for a short commercial break, and when we return, the news continues. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Sunkuto ifele nyenyare. Fika fintile.
Finto hani nganya abunkono nganya koba kono. Beta birolela.
Ilo sisi wani nyimpareba. Tiri inti jagal tare. Nkoto na tiro le nyanta na la kontongola. Ndum felenti na lol nin kembol bele besinandi. Mekela nyadi.
Mbuka tabiro ke di lolas. Oryx gas nka tabiro ke ni wolela. Alana yata, ateriata, asoniata, anite nola je. Nafula lesang. Mbatu nefu kilingola. Janin tilobe boyle man.
Oryx gas anin tol fofow. Oryx gas isa soto no atlas la dinkiral beto nyimbanko kan.
It's raining and you don't have credit? Just Ifan Kanta it. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV News. An organization called Team Go Green has for the first time engaged in a tree planting exercise in the Upper River region with the aim of easing the threat of climate change and to conserve their environment. Aisha Jan has the rest of that.
Climate change has been a global threat, said to be caused by human activities such as deforestation, pollutions, among other things. The depletion of the Earth's ozone layer, causing heat waves in some part of the world, floods, deforestation, among others, are a global threat, and the Gambia is not an exception, especially as much of it is close to the sea level or near rivers. Team Go Green, in partnership with Village Development Communities (VDC), embarked on a tree planting exercise in Jabugu Batamba in URR after the youth of Jabugu came up with solutions to protect their communities. Bawara Drame, a coordinator with Team Go Green, explains that the need to plant trees is important to avoid more damage and protect the environment. However, he adds that sustainability for these plants is important if the project is to have its desired effect. He urges the natives of the community to maintain the plants.
Sustainability is my main concern and that of the Team Go Green. To come and plant these trees here and go is something, but what is the important thing is sustainability. And you cannot sustain something if you don't own it. This is why Team Go Green has to work with the Village Development Committee and the entire community to take the ownership. This is theirs. This belongs to everybody.
The exercise was observed by village chiefs and Department of Forestry. Abdoulaye Jawara, chairman of Team Go Green, thanked members and partners. He also urged the community to safeguard and maintain the trees.
We have done our role, that is to ensure that we bring this project to their doorstep. The community, we are advising them, we are urging them to ensure that they protect this tree, to ensure that they safeguard this tree, ensure that they continue to water this tree, because immediately after the rain season, we may need to water this tree so that they can grow.
For QTV News, I am Aisha Jain.
A 10-day training of trainers on peace building and conflict prevention has ended at a local hotel in Senegambia. The aim was to train a pool of trainers on effective dispute resolution. Ajifatu Bintumub has the rest of that.
An early warning system is a catalyst for policy making, conflict prevention and peace building. For that matter, WANEP, the Gambia organized capacity building training for trainers on early warning, peace building and dispute management processes. The 25 trainees will in turn organize trainings at various levels in support of the ongoing peace and stabilization agenda in the Gambia. Dr. Chukwuemeka B. Izay, Executive Director WANEP Regional, says human behavior is such that the more people try to relate with each other based on their different perceptions, experiences, and backgrounds, the more likelihood they will clash.
Within that process of clashing, if there is no mechanism in place to dictate the issues that could lead to those clashes early enough or to moderate behavior patterns in the communities, then it will definitely lead to violence. And that's what society does not want to experience.
We are at a phase in the Gambia where conversation is varying and issues are many, says Mr. Kunle Adeniyi.
Any country in the position the Gambia is at this point, after 22 years or more of some kind of instability and where things might not have been going right as the people demand, and the nascent democracy that we are in now, the participative democracy, it's important that we find things that unite us as opposed to things that divide us. And the fact of nation building is what has been done this training.
Binta Sijadama, a participant, admits the training has been challenging.
Being part of this training, it would add value to my work as a humanitarian worker. I'm a humanitarian worker by profession. I'm coming up with early warning mechanisms for dispute resolution and to maintain building peace in the country is one of the issues that are part of preparedness, mitigation, and the early warning is a very good signal that we have learned from this training, and this would really add value to our work, and we are being challenged, and we hope we will live up to expectations.
The participants were commended for their hard work and awarded certificates. They were tasked to serve as peace champions and advocates in their respective communities and workplaces. Ajifatu Bintumbub reporting for QTV News.
Before we end this news bulletin, let's recap our main headlines. 8 Gambian students have left to pursue their higher education in Egypt, and they were given a send-off by the First Lady Fatoumata Barbaro. An agriculture project has been given a significant boost with the donation of 13 vehicles. As the threat of the impact of climate change grows, various communities are taking their own steps to face the challenge and reserve some of the adverse effects. That is all we have for you in this edition of QTV News. Join us tomorrow, same time for more news. Stay tuned for more interesting programs, and thank you for your company.